You might be watching this election season and thinking to yourself, there's no way that Mitt Romney could ever beat Obama.
This is a guy who says corporations are people and straps the family dog to the roof of his car.
He refuses to release more than 2 years of tax returns, and he parks his money in the Cayman Islands.
I mean, did anyone even vet this guy?
Anyone?
But seriously, while it might seem totally impossible, the fact is, it's totally possible. And that's due to a three-pronged GOP plan to get Mitt Romney into the White House. And you need to know about this because as of right now, it's on track to succeed.
Prong 1, sabotage our economy and then blame Obama for it.
The GOP are doing things like starving states of funding, which force massive layoffs, and then criticizing Obama for those job losses.
Under Obama, Republicans are opposing things they used to always be in favor of.
Remember that debt ceiling debacle from last year that damaged our credit rating and caused businesses not to hire? Republicans are threatening that same standoff again in 2013.
Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell said, "The single most important thing we want to achieve is for President Obama to be a one-term president."
Not jobs, not an economic recovery. It's all about defeating Obama.
And the most frightening part about this strategy is that it's working. The latest polls indicate more Americans actually blame Obama for the struggling economy over Wall Street, Congress, or even George W. Bush. You know, the people that caused the crash in the first place.
Many Americans don't see the recovery we need and just simply blame the president, and the GOP knows that, which is why they fought every reform proposed by the Obama administration every single time. That's prong 1.
Prong 2, round up a bunch of rich one-percenters to spend hundreds of millions of dollars on misleading ads, smearing Obama.
Remember Karl Rove? Yeah, he's back. Rove's group and allies are going to spend over $1 billion this election.
Outside conservative groups have already spent 7 times more than groups supporting Obama.
Helping out, of course, are the Koch brothers. Maybe you've heard of them. So who do you think Mitt's going to answer to when it's decision-making time in the White House?
I'm just going to take a wild guess and say his millionaire and billionaire donors, and not me or you.
So let's talk about where all this money is going. It's pummeling voters every single day with misleading TV and radio ads in those swing states, basically doing whatever they can to confuse and deceive people about Obama, because they know if they repeat their lies often enough, it just might stick. That's prong 2.
Prong 3, an unprecedented voter suppression campaign. In Florida, Governor Rick Scott has started a purge that's removing eligible voters, 87% of whom are Latinos and people of color, from the rolls.
And we're seeing another type of voter suppression in Pennsylvania with the state's new voter ID law, which will now require a photo ID to vote, even though over 750,000 Pennsylvania voters don't have one.
In case you had any doubts about the purpose of these efforts, the Pennsylvania House Majority Leader, Republican Mike Turzai, actually admitted that the new voter ID law is intended to hand Mitt Romney the White House.
Voter ID, which is going to allow Governor Romney to win the state of Pennsylvania. Done.
This voter suppression effort is no joke. It's estimated that as many as 5 million potential voters could be affected in 2012, more than enough to tip the scales for Mitt Romney.
It starts to feel like the GOP isn't interested in trying to win this election on Mitt Romney's merits. I mean, why else would they be willing to employ a strategy that actively denies American citizens, especially those of color, their legal rights to vote? Should we connect the dots?
I think we should. Let's just call it what it is. A racist strategy to stop voters that they think are statistically inclined to vote for Obama. And Mitt Romney is right in lockstep with that plan.
And we need to sit up and take notice. The GOP's plan can win them the White House if Obama supporters don't take action, like now.
The next president could fill 3 Supreme Court justice seats. This election is about a whole lot more than Obama versus Romney. It's about the soul and direction of our country for the next 50 years. The only question is, are you ready to fight back?